everybody, welcome to my channel, Frugalisama. My name's Sam and this is where I talk about all things sewing. And this is my plans video for Sew Frugal 23. Can't believe we're in our third year now of Sew Frugal. Ruan and I came up with the idea 3 years ago and called it Frugal Frocks, and then decided last year that it was a little bit more inclusive to include all garment types. So if you're wondering what Sew Frugal is, it's a challenge that we run over on Instagram. Myself and Ruan lead it, and we get other vloggers involved, and they come up on a daily basis with their plans and ideas. And the idea is to use a free pattern. That's a freely available pattern that anybody can get hold of. And the vloggers come on daily to give you their ideas and plans, and hopefully links to any patterns that they've found as well. So this competition, or challenge shall I say, is run during the month of March, and the reveal day is on the 31st of March on Instagram. And the idea is that you use fabric that you've already got in your stash. So no going out and buying new fabric. If you want clarification on any of the rules, then Ruan and I did a question and answer video last year, and I'll put a link to that at the end because it does clarify, can I do this, can I do that? But I mean, if you just bear in mind that you're using a free pattern, that you're using fabric from your stash, and that doesn't have to be fabric that you've bought from a fabric shop. It could be old duvet covers, it could be you know, an upcycle perhaps, or something like that. As long as it's you already owned it before the beginning of March, then that's absolutely fine. And for anybody who's wondering what constitutes as a free pattern, then it's a pattern that you haven't paid for. We as vloggers want to inspire people to go and have a look at new pattern designers, and you know, see if you can find someone that you've never used before perhaps. So that's what we're the idea behind that. But if you want to draft your own pattern or copy an existing garment to do something like that, you can do that. At a push, if you really need to, then if you've got a free pattern from a magazine, then yeah. But it's not really the spirit of the challenge. The spirit of the challenge is to go out and find some new pattern designers. So hopefully today I've got a couple of pattern designers that you might not have heard of before. I do have a complete playlist of different sort of garment types, and if you're looking for inspiration, I've got a playlist of last year's and the years before's vloggers as well. So if you can't find anything there, then you're really going to struggle. Also, Making and Books has a blog post on the internet. You know, she's got quite a comprehensive blog post of different free patterns, and she's categorised them all to different sorts. So she's got tops, dresses, children's. She does have one that's non-garments, but we are only including garments in this challenge. Loads and loads of prizes for you. I'm not going to go through them today, but I am posting daily on Instagram the different prizes. We've got an exclusive free pattern for you that is only available to people that are taking part during the month of March. I'll give you the code for that underneath, and I will put it on the screen now. I think it's Florence Frugal, but I will talk about that pattern in a little bit because it's in my plans. Spoiler alert. And the other thing I was going to mention is that we've got a discounted printing code. The previous 2 years I was working in a fabric shop, and we had a discount code for the shop that I worked in, and Patterns and Pages, I believe it is, have brought up a 20% discount for people off their printing. So it doesn't include your postage. I'm not sure whether they're posting abroad or not, so you will need to check. But I would imagine it's UK only because they're based in the UK, and I would have thought that once you've paid for your postage, it would be prohibitive. Do have a discount code also for anybody who's in the Netherlands for one of the patterns that I'm talking about later on as well. But yeah, if you've got a printing shop and you're not in the UK and you want to put a discount code on for anybody who was in the US, for example, let me know. We can sort of publicise that for people, because we're based in the UK. We have asked Alica, who's Sloths and Orchids, to arrange the prizes for us this year because both of us are a little bit busy. So you know, it's just what people have offered us. We don't really approach people as such. It's what people have offered us for the prizes. So thank you so much to Alyssa. And while I'm on the subject of Alyssa, she will be coming along tomorrow with her plans and ideas, along with Laura, who is the Carpe Diem Stitcher. Yesterday you will have seen Adele, who is Sew for Serenity. Ruan and Saremy kicked off the plans videos on Monday, and some fantastic ideas on there. And then today, along with me, is So Sara Style, and Sara is fairly new to vlogging, so go and give her a watch. Obviously I don't know what she was talking about, but I know Adele was talking about children's patterns yesterday, and Saremy was drafting her own little cami top, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later on, and Ruan was looking at trousers and jumpsuits. Right, onto my plans then. So, is everybody ready for a bit of sunshine? Because I know I am. I'm absolutely blooming nithered, as we say in Yorkshire. I'm so cold. Really, really looking forward to spring. So I thought I'd do what I consider as a non-fashion person, a bit of a spring capsule wardrobe. So I've been through my little stash of fabrics, and I've picked out mostly blue. I've gone a bit wild and put some white in there, but blue's my colour, and it's really important for me to make things that are going to fit into my existing wardrobe. So I do have a lot of blue, as you can see now, and because I'm cold I've got a roll neck on, and I've got a Mandy Boat Tee over the top, which is a free pattern from Tesutti. So I'm going to kick off with, so I've got a couple of bottoms, I've got 3 or 4 tops, and then I've got a layering piece, like a jacket. So I'm thinking layers. I'm thinking it's hopefully going to get warm soon, so things that we can take on and take off and layer up and keep nice and warm. Because we don't include accessories in the competition, I'm not including scarves or anything like that, but obviously accessorise things as you like. So I'm going to kick off with the bottoms part, and for that I've got this gorgeous Saremy, which is a kind of a substitute for a linen, and I got this from Fabworks, and quite a few of these are from Fabworks that I got last summer with a view to getting things made last year, and it didn't happen. So quite a lot of these are from Fabworks. So this Saremy it's kind of a linen substitute, and it's called a Aegean blue, so it's not a navy, kind of a French blue, I suppose. It looks a little bit denim-y on the screen, but I can assure you it's not. And I'm thinking for these, the Sara pleat trousers from Fabrics Store. Fabrics Store is a really, really good resource for free patterns. They predominantly draft for linen fabrics, so you won't find anything for knit or stretch fabrics on there. But you can interchange any, woven fabrics of a similar sort of weight. They do put their weights of linen recommended on their blog posts. So the only thing with Fabric Store is that they only produce patterns that are available to print at home, so A4 or letter size. But they've got quite a good size range. I think they go up to a size 28. I'm just looking at my notes now. I think they go up to size 28 on their size range, and that equates to a 25-inch waist up to a 48-inch waist, and a 35-inch waist hip, rather, up to about a 58-inch hip. So you do need to register with Fabric Store, and then you can download any of the patterns. So the Sara pleat pants then. So pleat gives it away a bit. They've got a pleat at the front, but they're not as wide as some of the wide-legged trousers that are going about now. They're a little bit more tapered. They've got a couple of darts in the back. I would say this is an intermediate sew because you've got a fly front on there, you've got some belt loops on there, and yeah, they're just sort of fitted around the waist and the hip, and then they're just gently flared out, but you've got the pleats and the darts to give you a bit of shaping. Before I make these, I'll just need to check the length of them because there's no finish leg length on these. Instructions for Fabric Store's patterns are on a separate blog post, and I have got a video of how to download their patterns. But they do layering, I believe. So if you don't want to print off all the sizes and you just want 1 or 2 sizes, you can do that on theirs. I've only got 1.5 metres of this, and it is saying you need 2 yards, which is 1.8 metres, so I might be pushing it. Hopefully I'll have enough, but we'll see. Going on to my next idea, which is another bottoms idea, or another thing to wear on my bottom half idea, is the exclusive free pattern that the lovely Donna at Size Me Sewing has made available. So last year she allowed us to have access to her Florence boxy tee, and both Ruan and I made that, and we both actually absolutely love that t-shirt. And if you managed to download that for free last year, then you're more than welcome to use that again this year for the challenge. This year she's made available the Florence skirt, and this is just a lovely maxi skirt. It's fitted at the waist, and then it's just got a nice wide flounce at the bottom, so just perfect for spring weather really. I've got this lovely chambray, and I think it's got tencel in it as well. I don't know if it's a Robert Kaufman. This isn't from Fabworks. This is, I think, from a company called Modes For You. So you need something for this Florence that's got a bit of drape to it, and chambray was one of the suggestions, and I think with a bit of tencel in it, it will just about get away with using that for that. So yeah, you've got the flounce at the bottom. The only disappointment on this one is that it's just big. It's just a big rectangle at the bottom, and I could have done with the measurements on it rather than having to print it out. But it is only, I think it's 30 pages. It's not a massive amount to stick together, and you can print it off A0. She's got projector files for this, and there is a layering facility with this one. So yeah, love the idea that it's nice and fitted at the waist, and then it just swishes, it flounces out at the bottom, so you can swish about in it. So ideal for your viscoses, crepe, anything like that. Anything nice and lightweight and swishy. The lighter weight you go, the more summery vibes you'll get from it, I suppose. So I do have another fabric that I could use for this, but it doesn't sort of tie in with the colours. So I'm definitely going to make one, and hopefully I'll make it in the chambray. Again, I might be a little bit short on fabric, we'll see, because I think I've got 1.5 metres of this, and it says, just bear with, you need 1.5 to 2.5 metres, so I think I should just be enough. However, I think this is only 140 centimetres wide, so we'll see when we get it printed off. You need a 9-inch zip. There's no waistband on this, it's just a facing on the inside, so it gives you a nice clean look at the top. So nice and fitted at the top. No pockets though, for pocket fans. So another close contender for this chambray was a tunic dress that I found. It's from DIY Hemmers, which I think is possibly a German company, and they are actually fabric wholesalers, and they occasionally put on free patterns on their blogs. I have featured them before on, I think I used a shacket pattern. This one has a really nice aesthetic to it. So it's got a stand-up collar, it's got a V-neck with a semi-placket at the front, 3/4 length sleeves, pockets, and a nice sort of trapeze shape. The only problem is with this one is, number one, I probably don't have enough fabric because I think it's asking for 2 metres, and as I've already said, I've only got 1.5. There are only 30 pages, but there's no seam allowances on it, and I really don't like adding seam allowances. I know it's not a big job, I know it's easy enough to do, but I'm a busy lady. So that's the thing that's putting me off. Also, it's not very size inclusive. It goes from a 33-inch bust up to a 40-inch bust, and then the maximum hip on this one is 44 inches, and it doesn't give you the finished garment sizes. So I've no idea what it's going to be finished off at, how much ease we've got in it. It looks pretty roomy on the pictures. The pictures are a little bit sort of limited, so it's quite difficult to tell, but I really do like the aesthetic of that one. And if I don't manage to make it in this, then I've got a couple of other fabrics that hopefully will be able to make it. So I've got other fabric options for this. I've got this gorgeous Tian'a lawn here. This again is supposed to be a Liberty from Fabworks. I'm not sure if they've still got this available, but again, I've only got 1.5 metres of this, and again, it's quite narrow, but I think that would go with the other things that I'm going to talk about. But I did buy this to make a shirt, and I really would like to make an overshirt with this. I haven't quite found the perfect shirt pattern for this, so We'll see what comes out. So yeah, back to the Hemmers DIY. So it's called the Frau Mayor's dress, and yeah, it's got the lovely stand-up collar, and then it's got a box pleat at the back, so quite roomy I would imagine, but it is saying you need 2 to 2.5 metres, and I've only got 1.5 metres, but that I would have thought would have been perfect for it, hadn't got enough. I will check and see whether I can squeeze it out. If I can't squeeze it out of that, then I do have other alternatives, but they don't quite fit in with the capsule wardrobe that I'm wanting to sort of put together. That's the 2 bottoms and the dress that I wanted to talk about. I've got like a jacket pattern that I want to talk about, and that would be made in this. So this is a French ticking, again from Fabworks. We're doing well with Fabworks. This is a cotton and linen blend. This I'd like to make the easy summer jacket, and this is from a Dutch pattern designer called Marijke. I have featured Marijke before, and I'm probably pronouncing her name wrong again. I made her dress last year for the Frugal 22 last year. And that was a layered dress, and it's a really nice dress. Got plenty of fabric for this one. I've got 2.5 metres of this one, so I'll be able to make this jacket. And there's some really lovely details of this. So it's calling it an easy summer jacket. It's sort of kimono in style, but it's not grown on sleeves. Love the shawl collar on it, and I love how the pockets go on to the sort of hemline. So it's not the usual patch pockets that you get on some of these sort of kimono style, robe style jackets. So it's unlined, so fairly simple I would imagine, and it is available in A0, A4, and it is layered as well, and there's only 30 pages for that one as well, so not too bad. So the pattern is available via a Dutch magazine website that you can download. If you open it in Google Chrome, you can read the instructions in English. I thought I'd just include a couple of different designers for you, because that's the idea, the challenge really, is to find some new designers, and I do really like her aesthetic. So no lining, no fastening, relatively easy to make, and the sizes on this one are from a 38cm bust up to 117 centimetres, which is 34 to 46 inch bust, and then the finished hip on this, it's a bit weird because she puts half bust and half hip for the finished garment measurements for some reason. It goes up to a 49 inch hip. Doesn't seem to be a lot of ease in that, because it's saying it's for up to a 49 inch hip, so it looks looser on the pictures, but we'll see. I really don't know. You just need 2.25 to 2.3 metres of fabric for that one, so I should have plenty. So you do need to register with the magazine, and the magazine's called Libelle, in order to access it, and then it's there freely available. I registered last year, and I would recommend that you unregister once you've downloaded the pattern, because you get pestered daily with emails. So that's just a quick heads up for you. And on that website there is a 30% discount if you live in the Netherlands, or probably anywhere in Europe. There is a 30% discount if you get that pattern printed. Just if you have a look on the website, there's a 30% discount for anybody living in the Netherlands for that. Right, so on to tops now. So my first idea for a top is the Tribeca blouse by Maison Fauve, and this one is a really pretty blouse, and it's got long sleeves with cuffs at the sleeve, so a couple of buttons at the cuff, a little bit of a placket. I don't know if it's done by binding or whether it's proper placket on there. Round neck, and then it's got this beautiful detail that goes through the shoulders and right through the bust and down to the hem. Really pretty. Really good opportunity to play with different fabrics, different opacities of fabrics, so you could put a lace inset in, as they have done, play around with stripes. I love the one where they've played around with the same fabric but different colourways, so they've got a polka dot in white, and then on the contrast it's polka dot in black, or the other way around, I can't see. So the fabric that I've got for that is a white fabric. I've got two options actually, but I'm looking possibly at this white fabric to start off with. This is described as a viscose poplin, and it is white, it's like a snow white. I can play about with using perhaps these two, this cobalt and this sort of one here, I could play about with those, with the different panels. Really, really love the one in the bold colours, but I'm not sure that I'm that bold. Or alternatively, I've got this one, which has got Atelier Brunette vibes. This came from my local market. I think it was about £4 a metre. So I'm contemplating this for this blouse and another blouse that I'm going to talk about later. So I'm going to have to just see which one I'm going to make. And the reveal date will tell you. So I've got a couple of alternatives for that one. But I really do love this blouse, and it's relatively newly available. I saw it in the last month or so. So you need between 1.4 and 1.75 metres fabric for this. It is for woven fabrics, and some buttons for the cuffs. They're recommending viscose or cotton or crepe or a twill, and then you can put lace in the inset. Really, really like the one with the lace inset as well, but I've not got any lace, I don't think. Not in the right colours anyway. There is a video tutorial for this, but it is in French, unfortunately. They do send you English instructions. It's available in A0, A4. There's only 23 pages. US letter as well, and I think they've got projector files for this one, so it's got all the things. And I think you can have layers. You can layer it down as well, so you can just print the size that you want. So yeah, good one is this one. Really like this one. I would say it was an intermediate, so I probably wouldn't attempt all those curves if I was a beginner, but yeah, it's a really, really beautiful blouse. So that's those. So coming on to, because I was talking about layering, I would ideally like a little tank, like a tank so that I can put a shirt over the top. Ideally that would be in white, but I've not got any white in my stash, so I have got this sort of denim blue cotton jersey. However, it is cotton and no stretch in it, so I'm going to have to be careful what tank pattern that I go for, because you don't want anything with negative ease when there's virtually no stretch. So I'll just show you. Here. So this is a width waist stretch. There's not a lot, and you can see me through it. So it's a little bit see-through as well. So I was thinking about the winter wear trendy tank for this one, because it's got the V-neck, it's got the opportunity to put contrast V-neck and cuffs on it, not cuffs, hembands, armbands. She says on the description it's semi-fitted, somewhere between a potato sack and skin tight. I don't think I want potato sack, but neither do I want skin tight, so maybe it's perfect. There are some petite lines on this one, so if you are petite, under 5'4", there's a cutting line for it there. You do need to join a Facebook group in order to get this, but it's really simple procedure. But if you're not on Facebook, then you can't get to it, unfortunately. I've made this tank before, and it is a really nice one. So you've got the option also to put a curved back on it, or you can just go straight back on it as well. So available in PDF, A0, you can projector. The layering is available. Good size range. It goes from a 28-inch bust up to a 58-inch bust, and a maximum hip of 54 inches. If I had white, I would make it in a white. But I've got this, or I've got this navy blue, which obviously it's blue and it goes, but I honestly don't think it's enough contrast. I think I need something. I need a white. Having said that, I have got a white Etty camisole that I made for last year's So Frugal that would go with it, with the collection. That's the word I'm looking for. I've got a little white Orlando tee that I made last year that would go with all of these. So I'm not short of white options. It's just that I wanted something that I want, like a white rib knit. So there's that one. Or alternatively, for this navy blue one, then I would possibly have a go at making the bra shelf tank that Saremy was making in her live video. So she has been talking people through how to draft their own from an existing tank top, and then put a shelf bra in it to give you that extra shaping and hold, so you don't have to wear a bra underneath your t-shirt, tank top, whatever you want to call it. So that's an option for that navy blue one as well, but it doesn't really fit with that wardrobe, but something I would like to give a go. So if I don't make the Tribeca blouse with this one, then I've got a second option, and that is the Nomi Ruffle detail top, and that's from Tian'a's Closet. So this is a really, really pretty blouse, and it's an optimistic one because it's short sleeved. So yeah, looking forward to some warmer weather, and this has got a short sleeve with a ruffle on, curved hem with a ruffle at the bottom, and then it's sort of a high neck with a keyhole detail at the back. And I think it'd be really, really pretty in this one. So this has got a nice drape to it. It's just a nice viscose, which will be really pretty in that one. So that one goes, it's got 10 sizes, and it goes from a 31.5 inch to a 48 inch bust, maximum hip of 50 inches. No finished measurements on this one, unfortunately, so, but it does say it's loose fitting in the description. Only 30 pages to print if you print it at home. I think it is only available as a print at home one, is this. I've not written it down, so I'll put it on the screen if it's if you can get A0. But yeah, it's only 30 pages. I say only 30 pages. If you don't like sticking pages together, then it's a lot of pages, isn't it? But I don't mind. Got lots of other fabrics that I've picked out that I could have included, but I'm going to try and keep it simple this year. I definitely won't make all these during the month of March, but I'm going to at least try and make 1 or 2 of them. So we'll see what we get through, and I'll come back to you at the end of March and let you know. So let me know below if there's anything there that you fancy having a go at, and if you've got a nice shirt pattern for this this one, that will be fantastic. It doesn't have to be a free pattern, but you know, I can make it out of the challenge as well. But I think I've only got 1.5 metres, which was a little bit silly really. So that's it from me today. I hope I've given you some inspiration for the challenge and given you some fresh ideas. Let me know below what you fancy making. Have you seen something that you've not seen before there? And yeah, don't forget there's loads of prizes available, and to go over to So Sara Style to watch her video today, and to Laura at Carpe Diem Stitches and Alyssa's at Sloths and North Kits tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if this is the sort of thing that you like. I'll leave the playlist for last year's So Frugal below, and the video with the Q&As on. I'll also leave a link to the playlist for all my free pattern videos as well, so you can have a look through those. So good luck with the challenge, and I will speak to you later. Bye.